Hey, it's party time, Mommy. It is Wednesday, hump day, and we're going to get into all kind of things random today because I just want to. I'm sick of the headlines, sick of the news, sick of all the things that are going on, and there's all kind of stuff happening, and you probably things you want to talk about, but there's other people talking about it, so I'm going to tell you the things that matter to me. First of all, I don't understand Sara Gonzales. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
I don't understand these people who want to they say, you're anti-vaccine. I'm not anti-anything, but I'm starting to get there. Like, you keep pushing me, and it's just like, further and further I go with this, I'm like, you can't pull one single quote of me saying I'm anti-anything.
Look, they're calling Ben Shapiro anti-vaccine. And if you've ever heard the guy talk, he is about the most pro-vaccine guy on the planet.
Right. Well, see, they just say if you're conservative anyway, then you are anti-vaccine. That's just the go-to.
And if you have any questions or you say, you know what, I might want to wait until more people take it or long-term studies come out or anything like that, you are anti-vaccine. Right. If you are fully vaccinated all the way other than COVID-19, you're anti-vax.
So here's what I will say. Considering over the weekend, comedian Chris Rock's tweet. All right. Yeah. Chris Rock's tweet, he said, and I'm paraphrasing. He said, I have COVID. He goes, if you really need to avoid getting this stuff, go get vaccinated. Now, he's fully vaccinated and apparently has a rough case of it. And he says, you really need to avoid this, go get vaccinated. Okay, so what clown world are we living in where it makes any logical sense, right?
Well, the thing that doesn't work, you just have to have more people go get the thing that doesn't work so that it can not work for more people. Does that not make sense to you,
What
Chad?
do you think? And I want to bring everybody else in on this thing. Lisa Page made me do it. Bible friend Lindsay, they're both sitting at the bar. And, of course, Chris, Super Mario Cruz, and Kayla driving us into the nether regions of all things crazy and hypocritical. I want to know, what if 100% of the people were vaccinated? Like suddenly tomorrow, everybody was vaccinated. What would their battle cry be at this point?
You just need to get more boosters.
You got to get the boosters, right? Because let's face it, this is big business now. Yeah. If you can't, if the average person can't see through this at this point and understand, this is big business. This is never going away. Did you see my TikTok, Lisa? I did an Instagram about the mask I found at the airport 2 weeks ago. Did you see that?
Ew.
No. See, it's not what you think. It's not what you think. This mask was being sold at the iStore, whatever. Okay. You know, had the Apple knockoff where you go and buy your gadgets.
iHome.
And iHome or whatever. They had the little mannequin head. There was a mask on it. And it was changing colors with the beat of the music.
Oh, stop.
And it had a blue light filter in it that filtered the particles, which to me actually makes more sense than a piece of paper.
The cloth and
or your bandana.
Right.
Like it had a little thing, but it played to the music, it synced up with your whatever. So it's basically your disco mask.
Oh my God.
And I said,
we're never getting out of this.
I said, you think this is going to go away? Now that they're running this crap through?
Yeah.
No.
They're now making digital masks, Bluetooth masks, blue light, infrared masks that are doing this thing. No, this is business now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, every other advertisement on Instagram is a new, cute, fashionable. They're selling them in 6-pack masks now. That's what they're doing.
Yep,
I went into the Western wear store a couple of weeks ago, Cavender's. They're all over.
Oh, no.
And Ariat, one of my, historically, I wear Ariat jeans.
Yep.
They have Ariat masks. I'm sure all the various ones do it, but they're probably just taking some of the old stretchy material they got left over and they're making masks. And they're just hanging on a rack. And I'm like, your first inclination is you want to try it on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how many other MRFers have tried this nasty, stretchy mask on today in Cavender's? And then you saw the video of the woman trying to put the mask on the 2-year-old, which you wanted to snatch her weave out.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like,
enraging.
You're touching all over this
Yes,
baby's
yes,
face.
yes, yes.
Like, is there not a problem there with that?
Right.
Like, you're going to force this child into a mask and you're just touching all over the kid's face?
And tell me that it's for his health
yeah.
and not to protect you because you're scared.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Spit in each other's mouth and let's get this shit over with. Bonner Private Wine. Folks, let me tell you, I drink. Yes, I do, Chris.
I don't know anything about that.
I drink tequila every day of my life, and when I'm drinking, when I'm eating a good meal, like with steak or something like that, I like red wine. Bonner, their private wines, their Malbecs actually make eating red meat healthier for you. They make world-class 90-point wine in Argentina at the highest vineyard in the world, up around 9,000 feet. It makes a stronger Malbec grape when you grow it at that altitude. The strong survive, but they also have a lot of flavor. So they make this Malbec wine. They've been doing it for a long, long time. They're very special, and we can get them into your home and into your hands. Blackberry, dark cherry, leather, smoke, pairs great with the steak. And I'm telling you, you're going to try this and you're going to fall in love with it. I want you to head over to cowboywines.com. You're going to get the case of their Malbec. They're going to give you 50% off. You're going to get 50% off of your shipping as well, folks. You don't even need a promo code. Not necessary. Go get this deal. Get Bonner Private Wines by going to cowboywines.com. It's the best URL in the world. We'll be right back. All right, I had to get that off my chest. There's other things I want to get off my chest here in a little bit. But first of all, how is your new makeup line going?
Oh, well, so happy you asked, Chad. It's going great, actually. We've sold out of a lot. It's like a problem and also a great problem to have. We've sold out of a lot of the colors for our launch. So we are in the middle of like getting all of the restock stuff ready. We're also in the middle of offering a few more new products. So we're really excited.
American Beauty by Sara Gonzales.
American Beauty by Sara.com. And can I just
Sara,
really quickly?
No H.
Yes, Sara, no H. And just really quickly, I would also like to add, I've had a couple people who are like, oh, it cheapens what you're doing by selling makeup. Oh, I can't believe. And it's like, I want to be very clear. We talk enough about conservatives needing to be involved in culture, about conservatives needing to be involved in the institutions that are currently being taken over by the left. I actually put my money where my mouth was. So this was not about like, oh, I just want to go sell makeup and be this cute little thing. I am trying to help move culture and provide an alternative for conservatives to be able to put their money, knowing that they're not giving their money to a brand that hates them.
Like Benefit Cosmetics?
Right.
Thank you.
Right. So I just wanted to just clarify because I think there was some confusion with some people.
So here's what I remind people, that the people that call me a sellout for whether they're selling apparel brands and T-shirt and novelty items that we do with patriotic messages, watchchad.com is where all the fun stuff is. People that want to say all that stuff, and I've heard it over the years. They say, oh, you're just a sellout. First of all, no, it's called capitalism.
Right.
It's called free market.
Right.
If we don't use it, we don't protect it, guess what? It goes away.
Yep.
So we're not going to be dictated to. We're going to engage culture through the marketplace. Some people call it, actually in the church, they call it marketplace ministry. It's actually a real thing. Check it out. When you can operate a business according to certain principles that the rest of the world doesn't operate by, it's amazing how effective it can be. And so I always say, that if you, 90% of the people, maybe more, 90% of the people who call me a sellout would not turn down the things that I turn down on a daily basis. Okay? If you had any idea, like I get offers every single day to sell people stuff or to promote their stuff, right? We're one of the only, us and like Beck, I think we're one of the only shows that stays sold out in terms of our ad. You stay sold out.
Yeah, mine does too.
I mean, there's a few shows that like the sponsors love us.
Right.
They love yours. They love mine. They love Beck, whoever he is.
Because we won't just put our name to anything.
Because you know what they do? They send us an email like Kathy will send us an email and say, here's a new sponsor, like Meghan McCain's new book's coming out. And I said, I will not do a read for that. I won't do it. I don't support Meghan. She can kiss my ass. I'm not supporting Meghan McCain's Rhino book.
Yeah.
So, there are little things. Kathy said, that's actually one of the first ones you've ever turned down so vehemently. And I was like, because I said, not just no, but hell no.
But hell no.
I am not promoting Meghan McCain's book. So that's money right there that I turned down. I get it all day, every day. And there's certain things that I just won't endorse and won't support.
Right.
But I guarantee you, if folks had the same opportunity that want to call you a sellout, they'd be doing it. They'd be doing it. So good.
Yeah.
American Beauty by Sara.
Go get you some lipsticks.
Get some lipstick.
While they're still around.
I like my buddy Matt Pittman. Let's talk about free market for a minute. My buddy Matt Pittman, Meat Church. I ain't gonna say how much Matt makes every year, but he makes a lot of money off of mixing salt and pepper together. Let me tell you, he's got a house down in Waxahachie, and he started making barbecue seasonings.
Yeah.
Meat Church, he's been around for years and killing the game. I don't know, he's probably selling more T-shirts than anything else now.
That's great.
Killing the game.
That's great.
He's become the barbecue chef to the celebrities,
Yeah, I just don't understand how conservatives think that, like, if we just sit back and not affect culture and not provide competition, we're going to win.
You can't be, and I did a video in my truck about this a few weeks ago, you can't be a true conservative and bitch and gripe about somebody that's embracing and utilizing and promoting capitalism.
Exactly.
You can't do it. Nobody's twisting your arm. We're not mandating you get lipstick.
Right.
That's
now,
a whole
if you want to
deal.
talk about the mandate to get lipstick,
right? It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, and God bless America. While we still got it, let's use it.
Yeah.
Make the best, because at the end of the day, if people understood how much you give away and how much I give away and the altruism that we engage in, and that ain't patting yourself on the back. It's just, again, you want your light to shine further away, you got to make sure it shines the brightest at home. Right. And so you got to take care of where, you got to maintain that light. If you don't do it, I have people reach out to me all the time also saying, hey, can you help with this? Can you help with that? Yeah. The only reason we can is because people go out and buy a great book like Am I Crazy? And they sit on the toilet and read a chapter every day. Yeah. Andrew Wilkow, host of the Wilkow Majority, said Chad's wisdom has an easy place between a fine bourbon and a laugh in the kind of way that makes you think, am I getting old? Because this used to make sense. So true. That's the world we're living in. You can pre-order it now. Anyway, I want to talk about Texas a little bit. Let me just kind of talk for the next few minutes, okay? I've been mulling over this phrase for the last couple of weeks. God bless Texas. God bless Texas. God bless Texas. When you say that enough times throughout the course of your adult life, if you're not careful, you can start to lose a little bit of the feeling behind it. See, one of the things that I'm believing right now is that Texas is the last bastion of freedom and authority that can actually get America back on track. You see, we talk about the great subset, or we talk about American exceptionalism, but I believe the great subset of American exceptionalism is and has been for 176 years Texan exceptionalism. We're both state and republic. We are the wind of change when change is needed, and when the principles that form the backbone of our great country need protecting from the capricious whims of a power-hungry, uncivil society on the move. We are the steadfast rock here in Texas, which the nation can secure its anchor. We stand at the forefront of every good bit of the light that the United States of America can shine forth to the world, and we bear the broadest shoulders against all that would seek to put out that light forever. There's a Texas way of walking, a Texas way of talking, there's a Texas way of living, Texas way of thinking. We can even chew gum in Texan, folks. Our politics and our public persona are of a complementary nature to one another, and you can take our sir and our ma'am and our thank you and our please and our darling and our dear when you pry them from our cold, dead hands. But do not mistake that civil thread and southern hospitality for anything less than the calm of reason before the storm of decision and leadership. Here, in the place that lies directly between sea and shining sea, where the sunlight lands most brightly on the forge of industry, and where the well of the blood and treasure that flows out to our nation does not run dry. Here in Texas, we take our place beneath the mantle of leadership, beneath the star of our flag and the stars of our Creator, and we live our honor from the time we draw first breath until the time we go to meet Him in the life beyond. We're pro-business and we're pro-life. We're anti-regulation and anti-marching in a backwards direction. You don't get to be the 9th largest economy in the world by slouching. And in Texas, I assure you, our posture is straight and proud, and we stand tall beneath our cowboy hats and above the fruits of our hard work. The sweat of our brow is alchemized, the steel of our reserve is galvanized, and we do not lightly step to the job at hand, no matter what that job may be. Now, the evolution of a Texas state of mind begins on a mother's knee, where we are taught to serve our God, our state, and our country, and most generally in that order. And it ends in an easy demeanor that we wear as comfortably as a well-loved pair of boots. The look of a Texan is a surface-level portrait of a deeply developed soul. The songs are all true, the legends are all gospel, and I believe Pecos Bill still rides that cyclone across the rain-thrashed prairie, and that yellow rose still breaks hearts to a man whenever we think of her. This is how it's been. This is how it must remain. Texas was born to lead, not to follow. It was born to be the vanguard in the cause of freedom, and not the rear guard with the heels nipped at by tyranny. As Sam Houston once said, Texas has yet to learn submission to any oppression, come from what source it may. And truer words were perhaps never spoken. America needs Texas to be what we are, because America looks to us to lead. And if you seek to destroy America, to remove her foundations and watch her crumble into the dust, you need look no further than the fall of Texas. It cannot and it must never happen. And it will never happen, as long as men and women of the character for which we are so famous continue to put our shoulders to the wheel. However, according to Axios and various other certain publications of note, apparently one Robert Francis O'Rourke, Beto22.com, is going to run for governor. Now, what they said was, they said that he was going to run against Governor Abbott in 2022. I take offense at that headline, because he may not be running against Abbott. Sara Gonzales.
That is true.
So Beto22.com. I encourage everyone to visit that site. Give me your thoughts.
Really?
The
Just
worst
go there.
possible thing that could happen to the state of Texas. Like, if you really want to destroy America, what I just said, you destroy Texas, you destroy America. You allow Beto O'Rourke, thank you, sir. You allow Beto O'Rourke to get elected governor. I believe, Sarah, that the most powerful position in the United States of America is the governor of Texas.
I mean, it's that's interesting. I can't dispute it.
No other state, and I'll tell you why I said that.
Yeah, go ahead.
No other state has the leverage, has the power, has the economy,
Yeah.
has the strength, has the size, has the might, has the ability to hold Washington, D.C.'s feet to the fire. California would, but California's not going to do it, because
Right.
they've already caved. They've already fallen
Yeah,
to
because I'm
communism.
trying to think of another state that could potentially hold
when
a
I
candle,
say,
and I can't.
And when I say that, I put a meme out, somebody created with my statement about Texas is the last one that can make America back, put America back on track. People say, well, Florida. No. Don't miss what I'm saying. I'm not saying Florida's not doing great things right now. Florida doesn't have the size and the
economy.
leverage. Doesn't have all of that.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it doesn't have power, and we need Florida to do this. We need all the states to do these things. I encourage you to do a little search for the Convention of States. Go in and sign their petition as well. This puts the power back in the state's hands to hold Washington, D.C. accountable. But do you think Robert Francis O'Rourke, who is bought and paid for by California, and you just think the guy who's governor of Texas now, Greg Abbott, and he is bought and paid for as well, but O'Rourke does not share your values. Hell yeah, we're coming for your guns.
Right. And that's why this makes this run so weird to me. I mean, how could someone, by the way, I think he's going for the three-peat of failures.
Yeah.
But I just don't understand how someone who has openly said the things that he has. I mean, he's saying the quiet parts out loud when it comes to taking our guns.
Yeah.
How in the world would that person think that would fly in Texas after already losing?
So this is why I've said whoever wins the governor's seat in 22 in the state of Texas, it will probably cost about $90 million.
That's incredible.
So
No pressure.
yeah, right. And that's with the big boys
Just
that
some
are in
pocket
there.
change.
That's the big boys that are in there. And by the way, it's going to take that, because that ain't mom and pop money, special interest money. That is money that is being determined by Silicon Valley and multinational corporations. these big pharma and clinics, which are still advocating for and specializing in the gender modification of our children in the state of Texas. So when NBC calls me on the phone and says, according to the media, Greg Abbott seems to be doing pretty good in conservative circles, I said, well, first of all, I've never heard more excrement in my life than the phrase, according to the media. But I said, who? I'm talking to this guy the other day. I said, who is saying that? Well, Abbott's camp says, and I've said, of course they do.
Wow. That's a shocker.
In a hypothetical matchup, a recent poll from the Dallas Morning News and the University of Texas in Tyler shows that O'Rourke narrowed the gap with Abbott up to 37% to 42% after facing a 12-point deficit in July.
Look,
You're getting screwed by both of those guys. One of them's actually letting you know it.
He came way too close last time when he ran against Ted Cruz. It was way too close for my comfort personally. But to tell me that enough people would vote for him to get more than 50%, that's just not happening.
Well, the thing
it's gonna be unsettling if he were to become the nominee. Whoever he runs against, it would be unsettling.
Well, because there's so much money backing, and let me explain to you why. And I've said this before. Why he actually won against Cruz in 2018. No, he didn't win the seat, but he won the down ballot.
Yeah, yes.
So he flipped a lot of House seats, a lot of Senate seats, a lot of things, just by the very nature of him being that AOC of Texas, if you will, of just being that celebrity moron. Just by running, they win. They want to run him. That's why Gilberto Hinojosa, the chairman of the Texas Democratic Party, Gilberto Hinojosa, he said, we hope he runs. So many people hope he runs. They want this state blue. But America, listen, Washington, D.C., the Biden administration, they want this state to be blue. That's why we have such a target on our back. And that's why we're dealing with all this stuff going on at the border, which we'll talk about when we come back. Hey, whether you are on the range or, just everyday carry, one aggravation for gun owners is having the right mag carriers on hand depending on what firearm you're using that day. Well, what if I told you that a company fixed that problem so you can easily carry everything from 9mm to 45 ACP? It's true. Introducing Universal Mag Carrier from Pitbull Tactical. Their proprietary design works with either single or double stack magazines. It's ambidextrous, fits inside or outside the waistband on any 1.5-inch belt, and it gets better. Pitbull's Universal Mag Carrier is made in the USA, comes with a 100% money-back guarantee. Go to pitbulltactical.com, use offer code CHAD, I spell it, Chad, for a special introductory offer. Buy one, get the second for half price, plus free shipping. This is the last mag carrier you will ever need, which is why they're guaranteed for life. Pitbulltactical.com. Pitbulltactical.com. Offer code Chad. We'll be right back. Okay, so we're a couple days past the this crazy stuff that was going on with the over the weekend. Of course, we saw the 13, 14, 15,000 Haitian migrants that were under an international bridge outside of Valverde County, Texas, Del Rio, down on the southern border. This is why, and like this is still going on right now. This is still happening, but what we saw was the Texas DPS. They went down and they said we're going to enforce our own borders, and so they were working to push people back, or at least not letting them cross. Now, there's a lot of things to unpack here in this story, and that's why I've kind of let us get to the middle of the week and look at more and more, because this crisis isn't getting better, it's getting worse. So you see the pictures that are here. You see the various Haitian migrants that are trying to come across. They're holding their sacks of food. When I first saw these images of these agents on horseback who were trying to basically herd these people, first thing I said, well, it looks like they went by Raising Cane's and got them a chicken basket before they came across, because yeah. But there's a lot of things in those pictures that were kind of that. By the way, this food was paid for by your tax dollars. They pulled up in the trucks and they started giving them boxes of food. And then you see a number of them running barefooted, trying to get away from these men on horseback. I don't know if you've been to that part of Texas. That ain't where you want to be running around barefooted. I can tell you that. But there's a lot going on, a lot to unpack in these pictures, not the least of which is how in the world did 14,000 migrant illegals from an island nation, Haiti, get to our southern border?
And can I go back to the food thing really quickly?
Yeah.
I also read that there was a journalist interviewing them, and one of the men said, the food that you guys have brought hasn't been enough. When is more coming?
Oh, my God.
That's what he asked the journalist. Just so everyone's clear on how grateful they are, to be on our soil and what kind of American they would be should they be given the opportunity to live here.
And I want to say, having been to Haiti, and having visited numerous times in Haiti, not a great place.
Yeah. Wouldn't want to live there?
No.
0 out of 10.
And if you don't want to go to the island of Haiti, and I encourage you to not go, go down, and I also encourage you to not really go this, but I'm going to be facetious and a smart ass and say, go to Little Haiti in Miami and check out that neighborhood. Because I've been there too. A good friend of mine, he's gone now. Great Christian leader. From Haiti, he came to Miami, started ministry in Little Haiti there in the Miami area, and his name was DeVille LeGrand, the Grand Devil. That's what his parents named him because he was dedicated to Satan at birth. And so DeVille LeGrand was a great man of faith, and that ought to tell you right there, these folks aren't just bringing culture with them, they're also bringing their religion with them. I don't know if you buy into a whole lot of white magic, but they do. And and guess what? That is not a racial term, white magic. Like, yeah, you've heard of black magic. I don't know who I'm educating here with these kind of things. I don't really want to get deep into the dark arts right now. You can go watch a little Harry Potter if you need to get.
I was going to say I was just at Universal. Yeah. I'm a pro on that right now.
Yeah. That Harry Potter world, that's quite the extreme imaginary world I got over there. But guess what? The folks coming up here from Haiti, that ain't imaginary. This is real, and they're on our borders. Play or put up the Texas DPS tweet that was there. Do you have that shot that was maybe? Do we have it? Then so there you go. You can see the line of DPS patrol cars that are there. This is, and I've been in active communication with people down there in that community, getting firsthand intel from what's happening. The FAA would not allow aircraft for a period of time to fly below 1,000 feet there because those are bad optics for the Biden administration, and they certainly didn't want drone footage of anything that was going on. I heard estimated numbers on Saturday that were as high as 23,000. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not, but that's a lot of people if so, and it will continue to do that. They plan on being there for a while. Remember what I said in the last segment. This is why Texas will determine how America goes. Yeah. If you're not invested in, that's why I encourage you, go to Beto22.com and donate. Donate. Trust me when I tell you.
Just go there.
Wink, wink. Go to Beto22.com and donate
and share it with your friends.
And make sure everybody knows. Get over there and donate because let me tell you something. You can do it from anywhere in the country. You can donate. And we're working hard here in the Beto campaign.
Beto knows very well you can donate from anywhere in the country.
From anywhere in the country.
He knows that.
So trust me when I say go to Beto, Beto22.com. You'll see. Then, but donate because let me tell you, we got to hold the fort here. These folks underneath the bridge, they're already taking branches and limbs and various things they can find. They're building shelters because they don't plan on leaving anytime. They're there. They're there, and there's nowhere for them to go. Of course, on Saturday, Greg Abbott, he said that the DPS and the National Guard were working together to secure the area of the border where thousands of Haitian migrants have poured into the U.S. in recent days. He said that the Texas Department of Public Safety is in full force along the border around Del Rio area. They have built a barricade with their squad cars, and the state troopers, the National Guard, is working with them to secure the border. And he just pats himself on his back.
I mean,
and I'm like, Greg, they're here.
They've been here.
They're here. Well, I mean, what are you doing? I mean, what have you been doing? 6 years. What have you been doing, Greg?
Well, I mean, also, like, if you want to give him the benefit of the doubt, which I wouldn't, but if you wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, this problem started occurring in freaking January. It's now September, and he's like, oh, well, we have these resources we could start using.
Yeah.
Where the hell were you at the beginning of this?
Where were you? I mean, you campaigned back in 14 and 15 on doubling the border security. I mean, look at the video that we're playing here. These folks they're just streaming across.
Like I
have been right there. I have stood right there in that spot. I know exactly where they are at that border, at that part of the crossing of the river. I've been right there. I know the landscape. I know what's going on. I know what that looks like. I know what that terrain is. I know what obstacles are there. They are there. And so this little photo op of showing the DPS vehicles, and God bless the folks of the DPS, and God bless our National Guardsmen. God bless you for doing your job. I say turn them loose and let them really do their job and really push back. But just showing pictures of this mass fleet of vehicles parked on the banks of the Rio Grande. People say, what would you do? Well, first of all, the Rio Grande, we have a water easement, okay? We can make the Rio Grande just like the Mississippi River.
Yeah.
Right? Who owns the Mississippi River? Well, America does. We can own the Rio Grande. We actually have easement into Mexico because of the water easement. That's why a few weeks ago when I said, hell, well, let's just build a wall on the Mexican side, and people were like, you're not for real. Oh, but I am. I am. We actually have easement. Look it up. There's a lot of stuff that folks aren't thinking about. But this should have been stopped years ago because, standing there and putting out a line right there, that ain't enough. That ain't enough. They're under that bridge, and they will continue to trickle into our country, deeper into the interior.
But Chad, isn't it nice that now that it's like 23,000 people, Greg Abbott decided to do something about it?
Yeah, I mean, they're
Isn't that
here.
Great?
That's my thing. Let's give them a box lunch.
That's awesome, yeah. Well, and they won't be satisfied with that either.
Let's eat it picnic style, know?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Some of that, I wonder if they were, never mind. I'm not going to say that joke. Am I crazy? That's a good-looking book cover right there. Yeah. Hey, not so long ago, companies solely existed to provide products and services. Customers spent money in return for a product or a service, and almost overnight, everything changed. A lot of corporations out there have become vessels for anti-American and anti-family propaganda. Few companies have had the courage to stand up for America, for Christian values and our Constitution, but I love the guys over at Patriot Mobile. They have the broadest nationwide coverage and use the same towers as all the other major carriers, so you get the same great cell service, plus they have plans to fit any budget. U.S.-based, 100% U.S.-based customer service team has the highest rating among wireless carriers, and they share your values and support organizations fighting for religious freedom and the Constitution, sanctity of life, veterans, first responders. I love these guys, and they don't give portions of your bill to leftist causes. Go to patriotmobile.com or call 972-PATRIOT. You can get free activation with the offer code CHAD. I spell it Chad. They also have special discounts for you veterans and first responders. So support a company that loves America, loves you, and shares traditional family values. PatriotMobile.com/Chad or 972-PATRIOT. And don't forget, tell them or type in promo code CHAD. Check them out, and we'll be right back. Hell yeah, we're coming for your guns. So said Robert Francis O'Rourke. And they want to. Like, you've already seen the dismantling of your free speech. You've already seen the dismantling of your civil liberties and your human rights. You've already seen medical tyranny. What's going to happen next? Well, you have to look no further, as I said on Monday's episode, than Australia. That penal colony down under, where they don't have a president or a prime minister. They have a warden. They've shut everything down. You can't go more than a mile from your home. I'm in constant contact with my folks. In the middle of the night, I'm talking to different folks that we're going to have several of them on the show because they're in Australia keeping up the good fight. But they're at that point where, as I said on Monday, they're frustrated. You poke the bear long enough, they're frustrated. And let's play that clip, Kayla. They run them over.
Good for them.
I mean, they're pepper spraying the shit out of everybody, but
there's more of us than there are of them.
that's right. I mean, all you got to do is go back and watch the movie Ants.
Yeah.
And remember what Hopper said. Those ants ever figured out?
Yep.
The ants ever figure out? Look at this guy. He's like, I just wanted to go to work.
I'm just trying to get
Listen, nobody respects the police force more than we do. They're under authority. They're carrying out their orders. We saw what happened in Round Rock, Texas, whenever the cops came and arrested these parents for speaking out at the school board thing and for disorderly conduct. Came to their homes at night and arrested them. This is the kind of stuff that we're starting to see. So I never heard like what these folks were trying to get to in that melee when they just ran through the police.
They were having a protest, so they were walking in the street.
They were walking,
and the police blocked them.
The police blocked
from continuing their protest.
And they're like, not up in here.
Yeah.
So, what other? You got another clip of that? They pepper spray that old lady.
This
Grandma?
is what went viral like crazy.
Yeah.
I think she's 74.
Treat her. Awful.
Yeah, I think she's 74 if I'm not mistaken.
74-year-old lady.
Good job.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Throw her down.
But guys, we're throwing you on the concrete for your health.
Right.
We're beating the crap out of you for your health.
You were spraying a foreign object in your face, a foreign substance in your face, because we want you to be healthy.
It's for your safety.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the hypocrisy that's out there. So that's why on Monday when people said, are you advocating for violence? Yeah, push my 75-year-old mother on the ground.
Yeah, see what happens.
Watch what the F happens. Try to put a mask. Put your hands all over my baby and watch what happens.
Oh.
It's going to be another story.
In jail.
Going to be another story.
Yep.
I'm telling you, you continue. We're cynics at this point. We've been cynics, as I said on Monday. We're passionate people. We're just tired of being disappointed, but we just want to be left alone. But you've already poked us. Now you're wiggling the knife around in our ribs, and we're getting frustrated. Frustration is going to lead to anger. Anger is going to lead to response, and we've had enough of it.
And I think the problem that you're going to see in America that you're not seeing in Australia is that we have guns.
We have guns. It's amazing.
It's going to be a problem.
It is going to be a problem. Someone sent me a message the other day and they said, I'm very disturbed about what I see happening in America. And I said, well, unfortunately, there will be bloodshed. I mean, you saw those soy boy Fed guys that were trying to be undercover. They were at the Washington, D.C. Let's go ahead and have this little frat party protest. And they're all feds. They're getting arrested for carrying firearms in their pockets. You can see the bulge in their pockets. It ain't their, anyway. They're all carrying firearms. This is the world we're living in, folks. They're trying to trap you. I was at a meeting the other night, and all these people were saying, I'm on this list. I've got to be interrogated for this because I was in Washington, D.C. on January 6th. I was nowhere near the Capitol. I mean, just trust me, it's coming. It's coming. We got a TikTok? We do. Oh, my God, the light of my life, these unknown TikToks, Sarah. Let's make Chad feel guilty.
Tell me when you realized white privilege was a thing.
Never.
I'll go first. When I was in elementary school, one of my teachers kept picking on the only black boy in my class. She would often send him to the principal's office, calling him an instigator, even though he never really did anything wrong. He's a little boy. So one day after she yelled at him, I got pretty pissed off about it. And when she turned around to write on the board, I grabbed my plum and I threw it at her. The plum hit the board and it exploded everywhere. To my surprise, she turned around and started yelling at him, even though the plum came from a different direction. She then told him to go to the office. So I stood up and I let her know that it was me who had thrown the plum, and I dared her to send me to the office so I could tell the principal how racist she was. I was really confused when she didn't send me to the office.
Oh.
So how was it that a little black boy who was just there to learn, who literally never really did anything wrong, seemed to be more of a threat to her than somebody who literally threw a plum at her?
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Such a plight.
But she waited all these years to tell that story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm
Funny.
sure that this happened.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to...
Well, we know she wasn't eating the plum.
Yeah. I mean...
Fruits and vegetables were not on her lunch list that day.
So
that's why she was happy to throw fruit. She was happy to throw fruit because she had no plans of eating that anyway. You know what you should have done? You should have given it to that poor black boy. Because I'm sure he's not allowed to eat since white privilege keeps him emaciated and away from nutrition. I'm sure that school wouldn't feed him in the cafeteria or made him go to the back of the line or sit in a segregated table or even drink from a water fountain that said colored. I'm sure that little teacher who was so filled with racism and hate and white supremacy on her $35,000 a year salary was out there just targeting the black man that had been holding her down for so long. This is amazing, this need to feel white guilt and to start promoting the idea of privilege. Let's promote it for what it is. You feel guilty for something. We don't know what it is. You feel the need to make up for some incessant void that is inside of you. And so you take to that social woke media place called TikTok, which I was also banned for 24 hours from posting. I'm just collecting bans.
Wow. You're on a roll with this.
Oh, you know what I did? My white privilege. I was at a place that had a UFO. They had a little model UFO thing, and there were green aliens inside it. And I said, the aliens, they're here. It's an invasion. They're here. And I said, if you don't believe me, all you have to do is look around, and you can see the aliens sitting in the spaceship behind me. So that violated community standards because I was talking about an alien invasion. So see, that's a perfect example of why you hear something, the TikTokers heard something, alien invasion, they applied meaning that where there was none.
Sounds like projection.
So they projected their own guilt on something that they were feeling inside. So they penalized me because I had done nothing about it. So dear white TikToker that's never eaten fruit, I just want to point out to you that you need to analyze on a deep level with great introspection that sense of lack inside of your soul that makes you want to lash out at everyone and say that they are privileged white people that apparently are supreme as well, because poor little Tyrone got yelled at and has never instigated anything, or Jamarcus or whatever his name is, right? And listen, Black supremacy, they have the coolest names.
They do.
That's
Black
fair.
community has the coolest names.
You can just pick whatever you want,
Chad. I am a Chad. Do you know my mother put zero thought into naming me Chad? She gave me the male version of Karen. So don't bitch at me about white supremacy, all right? I am named Chad, the whitest white name that a white guy in a cowboy hat with a hound dog. You know what?
There it is.
What's the devil look like? Well, he's as white as you fellas, and he travels around with a mean old hound. I met him last night on the Yon Crossroads. He taught me how to play this guitar, taught me how to play real good, traded my soul for it. For that, you traded your ever-living soul? Well, I wasn't using it none. We'll be right back. Sarah, thank you.
Yeah.
At some point in time, I'm going to come on your show.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Campaign trail's got me going on. I'm working hard for Beto22.com.
You're too
Working real hard.
You're too big for me now.
Oh, it's not true. Friday going to be in Seabrook, Texas at Barge 289. So go to watchchad.com. It's going to be a small, intimate little show, 150 people only. Get your tickets and come hang out with us. And then Saturday going to be at Ruck for Vets in the Woodlands. We're raising money for the Green Beret Foundation. Leave us a rating and review where podcasts are offered. T-Money's left one. Chad rocks. I listen to every episode. Chad is a comedic genius who never fails to inform and entertain. Texas needs you in 22. CP all the way to the mansion.
Yeah.
Appreciate you saying that. Leave us a 5-star review like you did, and it helps drive us further up the rankings and to the charts. Come on. Well, I mean, let's. Nobody knows what Ben Shapiro's saying anyway. Y'all listen to him because y'all have some kind of like guilt and you want to feel smart or something. Nobody knows what Ben Shapiro's saying. And he wants you to get vaccinated. Get vaccinated. And by the way, when you hear the whisper, get vaccinated, it's not a subliminal message on the part of YouTube. That is us messing around in the studio. Get vaccinated. That is the voice of Joe Biden telling you, get vaccinated. I've gotten so many emails of people saying every time when we tune in, we hear a whisper going, I've rewound it and I've listened over it. It's subliminal. Get vaccinated.
Oh my God, that's funny. That's really funny.
It is funny. Bible friend Lindsay.
Yes, sir.
Lisa Page made me do it. Subscribe to her podcast as well. American Beauty by Sarah.
Yeah.
Get vaccinated.
Your lipsticks.
Don't do that.
Your claws.